It says we are live.
Does? Okay.
Well, on StreamYard.
Give it a few seconds. This we just tell jokes while it
Okay.
populates.
Yeah.
we all do a different song.
Yeah. 15-second lag or something.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I see it now on your page, so we should be good.
Okay.
We're
See
there.
it?
Keep
Look,
going.
see it.
Oh, I see the Nick Perro joined, so I hope it's the real Nick Perro,
Yeah, right.
not the clone.
that's
there
me.
was a
I
clone
joined.
out there. We got him.
I wonder if it got taken down.
I haven't checked. I hope so. I hate the clones.
I'll show you
Sam's.
live.
Sam Spaghetti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we got a couple minutes, so anyways. Still not coming up. What the
And
heck?
I'm frozen on my end. Am I frozen to you guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, there's American Citizen. Yeah, I gotta talk with American Citizen too. There's so many brilliant people, and I just wish I had more. I wish I had twice as much time so I could talk to all these brilliant people. With American Citizen.
I gotta mute one of these. There we go.
That was me. Yeah, I heard myself. There we go.
Too much to do, not enough time, always.
Yep.
All these brilliant people. It's such a delight.
Let's see.
The
And it's a
chat's
privilege.
not voting. Okay, I can't monitor the chat.
I can watch it. Do you want to do the disclaimer?
Yeah, we kind of wait for people to roll in for a couple minutes before we do the
Oh, there we
disclaimer.
go.
We also have the ticker across the screen.
Yeah. So let me know, and we have. Let's see, how many we have now? 7. We can go ahead. It varies from week to week how many people we get in.
That's better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's go ahead and people in the chat, welcome to Mindhaven. We are live every Sunday, 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern. And today we have Nick Parro and Walter Rain as our guests. Nero is one of my co-hosts. Tig could not be here tonight. And as well, we were going to have Shane, but Shane had some personal stuff to tend to. So anyway, tonight's topic is going to be current affairs and mental health. And, we might rant and rave and all that good stuff. So with that, let's go ahead and get our disclaimer out of the way and we can start our conversation.
Now, this is usually Tig's part, but here we go. This is Mindhaven. It's a podcast and weekly roundtable discussion that provides a safe space for real mental health conversations by people with lived experience. We are not trained professionals. We discuss our stories and current events to build community and solidarity. You are not alone. If you're in crisis, please call or text 988.
Perfect. All right. So
Hey,
you
Nero,
guys,
can you send me that script?
Yeah, it's in the studio chat.
yeah, I have it in the chat. Yeah.
I must have got. Oh, I have the chat. I
Okay.
have the thing pulled up. Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank
So you
you.
just copy that.
Yeah. Can I steal that?
Yeah. Yep.
Sweet.
It's very important to have disclaimers so that, if we do happen to have a professional show up to one of our shows, they can't,
Yep.
get on our cases. So
Totally understand.
Yeah, my jokes don't really land when I'm talking over someone else. Okay, so we're talking about current affairs.
Yeah. So fellas, you are the guests. So if there's any particular topic and what's going on these days, let's get on it and we can have a discussion around it. I know there's lots to talk about.
Okay, well, first, I'll just ask Nick.
Okay.
Because Nick runs Banner and Backbone. He has his
Yeah.
own Sick of This Shit publication. He
Yeah.
does a lot of content, and he's a very busy man.
Yeah.
So for Nick, especially when there's like really big news, like bombing of Iran, and before that was the Venezuela and whatnot, you end
Yeah.
up on live even more than usual. Like,
Yeah.
how do you deal with that and manage your own self, your own care?
So one of the things I do is, if you notice this weekend, I was not on live very much. I didn't jump on anybody's lives, and I wasn't really messaging a ton. I was ensuring that I was processing, because in the early parts of something like this, there's really not a lot to say more so than I'm mad that we did it. And I didn't want to just be mad online for a while. Um, and to be honest, Saturdays normally are one of the days that I take off, because my kids are at home and my wife is working. And so it's my day with the kids. So we hang out and we do stuff. And so I recharge. And so I purposely find space and time, even during big events, unless it's something that like I really need to comment on or know that I'm going to be a subject matter expert on. If I'm not an expert in it, I don't really need to always comment on it on a expert level. So I'll let, like this weekend, there are, as much as I'm a veteran and I am an advocate in so many areas, I I knew others were going to cover it really well this weekend, and we're gonna add to the discussion in a really positive way. And so I let them do it, and I didn't feel the need that I needed to put my voice out there right now. I know there's going to be more of this, and this isn't going to end for a while. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to pace myself. I'm learning to say no when I really want to do it. Like yesterday, I really wanted to jump in and talk, but I also knew I needed to recharge.
Oh, that's good. So you're checking in with yourself and making sure you're staying balanced with your own self and your family. And I've heard Walter, you've talked a lot about stepping away from the screen. Do you want to share some of that?
Yeah, that's absolutely vital. And I kind of normally I did the same as Nick does. It's Saturday and Sunday I keep off, but then yesterday my kids were they had stuff to do in the morning, so I did jump on for a little morning live and kind of just walked through. And I talked about it a lot the day before with Arturo and Shane. I'm sure Shane is exhausted. He's been covering stuff all weekend, so he's probably that's why he couldn't make it today. But it's like one thing. It's like you kind of it's been empowering this last year because we know what the problem is. We kind of, prior to the election, I was maintaining certain illusions about the United States, like, oh, we can get Kamala in and then everything will be fine, and it's just sort of like the thing the election proved was that we have a lot of things to fix. And I didn't want to do that work. It's just sort of like your first day of college. You're like, oh, this work is going to be so hard. And it's like, well, we're stuck doing it now. And so now we've been working on it for this last 2 years, essentially. And we've learned so much about the reality of what things are. So once you just put aside, because I keep saying when people get frustrated, it's because people are behaving the way they think they are rather than the way they actually are, like, because I was so disappointed. And all my friends in the Black community, they said, we knew that this election was going to go like this. We knew that Kamala was never going to get in. And I was just like, how can... But then later on, like Thomas Massey, when he goes and votes for the SAVE Act, I'm like, I'm not disappointed in him because I knew that's what he was going to do, And it's just like, we get frustrated because we impose an expectation of goodness onto people. It's wishful thinking. And when you accept reality, that frustration leaves, The frustration comes because you're clinging to something that's not true. So that's a big thing that goes on. But yeah, like what Nick said, I was kind of scrolling through this morning. I was telling everybody I was cleaning my room and I didn't get it all done, but just to stay offline. Like you have to deliberately sometimes stay offline. I did find the morning live that I did yesterday, I felt a lot better, where it wasn't just ranting and raving. We were just like connecting the dots, reminding people we had power, kind of comforting each other. So I guess it kind of comes But I mean, I have an example too from last week because my furnace went out, and I was having all these stresses on top of everything else. And then I went to pick up my daughter, and as I was driving to the house, the brakes started making noise, and I was just like, because like the furnace guy,
always
charged like $250 an hour, and the guy had been there all day. So I'm just like, the money, it's like watching, it's like, oh, this is, and I was like, no, I gotta have $1,000 on the brakes. But then I parked my car, I'm like, park my car, and then like 2 hours later I had to drive, and then it wasn't making noise, and I'm just like, because I was all worked up, you're inventing problems. And that's a thing number two. Sometimes you're so worked up and you can just say, look, just drop it for a second. Like the world will still be there. And that happens too whenever there's a crime against humanity. Because now we're like a day after this attack. It's just sort of like, it's still awful, but it's like we're kind of become used to that reality now. We've adapted to it. And, our urgency is greater. Our understanding of the world is greater. But that fretting, that worry, that is unproductive, that's gone away. So now we're more empowered again. And that's always really important.
Yeah, and to add in there a little bit, like what you were saying, Walter, was like you were cleaning and like you were taking care. Like I deliberately, because my wife works on Saturdays and I knew today we were going to Costco and that we weren't going to have time to clean the house. So yesterday I cleaned the house.
Yeah.
And I purposely did that. So I was like, I cannot be on my phone while cleaning the house. So I'm going to clean the house right now. And I did. And I got it all done. And I was like, okay, that was a better use of my time than sitting online saying the same thing as everybody else just to get my feelings out.
Yeah.
And I allowed myself to process them. Like as not a therapist and I'm not licensed in any way, I have gone through therapy. I have been through the VA's therapy specifically. And I have their therapy guidebooks, the Effective Living Skills Group books, which I do plan to scan and then distribute for everybody with just me speaking about them, saying, hey, these are the lessons. This is, I know we did the disclaimer, but I wanted to get in the habit. Thanks for the good shout out, Kimmy. And I want to get into the habit of making sure that I'm also very clear when I talk about things, because especially around when I hold up a manual, there's a skill in there that's called stop. That's literally like, it tells you to stop what you're doing for just a split second at least, to give your brain the time to register what's going on. Sometimes you need more than a second or two. Sometimes it's just one second. But like that split second stop, so effective. And that gave me the chance to, like, as I was getting ready to want to try and get online and get into, or like, was I going to do my own live? Was I going to hop on with others? Was I going to try and do one with Centered America or something with Shane and stuff like that? And I said, no, like it needed to, I was able to stop and say, this is more important.
Yeah.
Like cleaning the house is more important in this moment because it needs to get done. And so, like I said, somebody else has it. Yeah. We have enough voices right now that are effectively covering things. We don't always all need to be on.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's a good point.
I was going to say, just taking a deep breath. Sometimes you'll catch me. Will Fullwood caught me because I was going to interview somebody. I was just like, right at the start, I was like, and he was like, you got this, Walter. He said it in the chat. And I'm just like, but you just collect yourself real quick. And it just kind of resets. Boom. Now we're ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah. And I try not to doom scroll too much anymore. Haven't been on Facebook that much, even on Substack. Like I used to be like, restack, and I just, my weekends are tied up right now with winter sports and volunteering with the adaptive. And so that's a lot more healthy for me, keeps me moving. And anyway, so that's good. Anything else?
Yeah, physical activity, like you just said, those walks,
Yeah.
stepping away from the computer for a walk and just getting,
Yeah.
I'll feel it the second you walk out the door. Like you're not looking at the blue, the blue light of the computer screen is what gets you.
Oh yeah.
It changes everything. It resets your brain. And sometimes a dog comes and gets me. He makes me go for a walk. He knows when I'm getting too rowdy. Yeah.
I made my daughter go for a walk this weekend with me.
Oh, good.
We did too.
And
yeah,
it started raining on us while we got out the door. We were probably like not even down the block yet. And it started raining and she was like, well, should we turn around? We're going to get wet. I was like, are you going to melt? No. You got a hoodie on? Put your hood up. She had her chronically illing out hoodie on because I accidentally ordered. So, funny story. Nick has ADHD and doesn't always check the buttons that he's pressing sometimes, and forgot to check the size of the second hoodie that I ordered. So So I have a shop and I order, and I have my own merch, and I ordered my own shirt. That's the Now You Know So You Can Grow shirt. And then, like Neuro, you're wearing is the chronically illing out one.
Awesome.
I ordered that in an adult small. And I am not an adult small. And so my daughter got a free sweater. And she loves it. And she wears it to school. And she's and because it's a cute sweater. And she gets to wear it to school. So it's in like this dark green. It's a great color on her. That kid looks so good in like greens and purples, like foresty colors.
Right.
She looks good in those.
Those are my two favorite colors, to be honest with you. But I like them not the bright, just the tone down, and like you said, the natural nature.
Yeah. Green.
Yeah. Nope. So, hey, Nick, real quick, where do you get your merch taken? I mean, how do you order them with your specific logos and stuff?
Oh, with the my shop itself? Or
who do you reach out to make your stuff, like your sweatshirts and hoodies?
So I host my shop on Shopify and Printful. I'll have to double check on that one. There's two of them that are basically the same name, and it's kind of annoying. But I think it's Printful is the one that I go with now. But they do drop shipping. I know others do different drop shipping services, or like local distribution services. And so I may, depending on the items, I may see if I can switch over in some places to some of the things like what Centered America does, where they print their own, I believe. But yeah, I use some of the online services with Shopify and Printful. They're convenient. They work pretty well.
My Wi-Fi is a little off. Everyone's coming and going and freezing up. I just upgraded to, I have fiber optic, but I just upgraded to a faster one too. And I have more problems with this one than I did the slowest. But anyway, I was just curious because I'd like to maybe, after Mind Haven's been going we've only been on since December. So we're still pretty new, but I'd like to maybe start getting into the merch stuff myself. So.
Yeah, and it can be expensive
up front,
and it can be made back fairly quickly, even without astronomical prices. Like I sell a bunch of we sell a bunch of different things on there, but like one of the ones I just put up was a water bottle. It's a 32-ounce steel water bottle. It's got a straw lid on it, and the slogan is "Just Suck Less."
Nice, I love it.
And it's "Just Suck Less" with "Sick of This Shit" publications and our QR code on it.
Brilliant.
Which is cool. It's good marketing. You can put your QR codes on stuff, and people can
absolutely
snap it while they're walking by and things like that. I set the product price, and as I was going, like I'm sitting there and I'm cringing, like as I like see what the numbers look like.
Yeah.
And then I put my price up and I was like, hey, I asked my friend, I was like, hey, can you check the price of my water bottles? Like, so what do you think as a shopper? What'd you say? What would you say? They're like, this is so low. Like,
Good.
how are you? I was like, what do you mean? I was like, she was like, it's great. It's reasonably priced. I was like, yeah, because I sat there cringing as I was
Yeah.
trying to. I was like, nobody's gonna pay for this. At these prices, I think it's unfortunate that prices are so expensive
Yeah.
for things, because really where the big price comes in isn't even the manufacturing right now. It's the shipping.
Yeah.
It's the domestic costs to do anything, because everything's so expensive right now. Like
Oh,
domestic shipping is so expensive.
yeah.
And then if you want to do drop shipping into Canada or anywhere else, it gets even more. That said, you can find good ways to do it. Like I build the shipping rates into our costs,
Uh-huh.
so that at the end you don't pay any additional shipping, because I think it's easier, and it's just easier to price that way. And then people know what they're getting. They know what they're paying for. This is your price. That's what you're paying. I'm not charging you extra. I don't want you to get gouged by shipping. Like I find that's what I want as a customer. So I want to give it back to the folks, to people who buy my stuff too. And I know, Nora, I don't know if you got that experience when you ordered your hoodie, was
So
the
that's
free
fast.
shipping. But I'm glad it came in quickly for you. And I'm glad you're really liking it.
Yeah.
It's really soft on the inside and warm.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Actually.
And one of the things we're working on, too, is part of my long-term goal is to be able to help other creators out, to be able to host the storefront for them, the prep, and build into like a co-op based system where everybody gets here is a percentage, and depending on how many people are involved in the cooperative grouping of it, is your price could be either the 100%, which is what I pay right now for the stuff, or if there's 10 people that everybody's only paying 10%, and that comes right out of your profits, or like the initial fees and stuff, and then you don't pay for it again, and then all your stuff is like that way. That way it's easier. That way it's less expensive for everybody. That way, no, we're not, like, cost sharing is an important thing, and if we can do it, we may as well.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. I
we
think
don't
that's a
we
great
don't all
idea.
need to be paying for these services, like
Right.
extra
Right.
services, if we can use them appropriately within their user standards and things like that, without violating standards. And I can host and with Shopify and
Oh my, just
I love
oh
it. I love
no,
it.
I love puppies. I've got one asleep on my floor right now. And with Shopify, you can, even with the basic account, you can host up to 10 storefronts. So it's easy. So they build it in so you can have those types of experiences. So as you guys get closer, let me know. When that becomes more on your radar, we'll probably have a full, like, we're working on onboarding steps to be able to be like what it would look like to be a part of a cooperative like that.
right, right. And I know you've also mentioned, in your good time, being hosted on Sick of This Shit platform.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we're still in the baby steps right now.
Yeah. And I mean, you said you've been on since December. It's what, 2 months now?
Yeah.
Just
Oh, wow.
almost 3 months now, because we're on the 1st of March at this point. I think we're all new, but once we get it figured out, and it clicks for all of us in place. We're so close in so many places for so many of us to be able to just smoothly work out in just a good way.
Yeah, transition and
rough back.
Yeah. Yeah, there was someone walking their dogs. Like, I have a big bay window that faces out towards the main road, and they all caught onto it. I have 3.
That's good.
Once one goes, they all go. So
yeah.
I have to walk these guys.
Oh, is that your canteen there that you were talking about?
No, this one's just a regular mug.
Oh, okay.
I haven't gotten my new Just Suck Less mug yet.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah. So, we've talked about what we do for our mental health, especially during these troubled times. But I'm really liking just having this casual conversation and like not even discussing the shit that's going down around us.
Yeah. I think it's the hopelessness that gets people, and they start dwelling in hopelessness, and it's just you just have to step aside from that, and just find things to love and to enjoy and celebrate, and that's really you have to do that.
Yeah.
I put a live post back at the beginning of the year about a technique. If you watch the Olympics recently, you've seen it in action during figure skating. When they're spinning, same as in dancing, because dancers do spinning stuff too. And it's called spotting. We're not owls, right? So we can turn our heads, we can't turn them all the way around. But we try as much as we can to keep looking at one thing. Like if you're in a gymnasium, maybe it's a scoreboard. If you're, in a ballroom or something, maybe it's something on stained glass. I don't know. But something, you're fixed on that something, and you try to look at it as much as possible while you're spinning. What it actually does is it helps you spin longer without getting so dizzy.
Right.
And it's called spotting. And I don't know what that looks like for everyone else. But for me, when I notice that like my head's spinning because things are happening, I'm just like, here, boys, come here.
Yeah.
And they're there. That's one of them. And since I'm at home pretty much all the time, they're very accessible to me. And they're very, very happy we call them. So, we're going to be the same person. Everybody has dogs. Maybe you're drawing. Maybe a glass of water. Maybe it's a cold shower. I don't know. It's going to be specific.
One of my puppies leans on me.
You focus on something and not everything around you.
Right.
Yeah. Boy, like just having a hot shower helps me a lot. That centers me. Things like that. But I think one of the things, my big revelation, and like as Nick says, we emphasize not a trained professional, but I think the thing that I always try to emphasize to people is like moments of depression or extreme anxiety, they go into spontaneous remission, at least for me. It's like sometimes, because when you're sitting there, you're dwelling on things and you're like, you can't see a way out. And that's when things go from bad to worse, because you can't see any path. But it doesn't work like that. The universe doesn't work like that. Sometimes things just spontaneously stop existing in one place and they start existing in another place. And that's what happens to me. And so for me, it's just like resistance, like if I get really worked up and things are really bad, you just kind of like, okay, just like focus on the moment, get through for another moment, look for something to look forward to. And then it's like the anxiety just goes away. And that's what you just have to wait. It's like, you just have to have faith that it is just going to go away. Even if and I think that's that illusion of control is what gets to us a lot of the time, because we think that it's like, if you see no way that you can make a change, you think it's not possible. And that's when you just have to just go with the current and it'll just take care of itself. And that's the thing I think that's been the biggest revelation for me over the last few years, is just when things have gotten really dark, you just like hold on and it just goes away at some point.
Yeah.
I also have dogs just like you all do. And I have 3 of them, and one is my shadow. The other is the shadow of the shadow, and the other is the shadow that barks at the other two shadows because he's sometimes grumpy about them.
Yeah.
But one of them leans on me and likes
Ah.
to. He does the lean, but he'll lean on like from behind my legs, and the problem is my legs will like give out occasionally, and I'll have a fibro flare and I'll have a neuropathy flare on my leg, and he always likes to lean on that leg. But he does the lean in love, so I can't be upset with him. Or he'll put himself between my legs because he's tall enough where you can just like sort of sit just enough where he feels that you're comforting him, but you're not sitting on him in any weight. He's a fairly lanky dog. And so my daughter and I both sit on him. It's her horse dog. But he'll go between my legs and I'll stand there and that's his spot. And he's just there for you. Or if they'll like hit you right in that chest with their head and they'll just, please love me.
We lost somebody.
Oh no, we lost Sushi.
Yeah.
Oh, she's in the stream with audio only.
That was dropping. Hopefully she can still hear.
Mine gives hugs. He loves to give hugs.
Oh, I love hugs.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
The H word. You want to give me a hug? I'll give you a hug. Come here.
She's back. Isn't it amazing how dogs, they have that perception of energy? They just know exactly, like they're just so aware of stuff. And when you need them, they're there. And my dog has saved my ass 4 times.
Oh, yeah.
And they know the right people too. They know people.
Mm-hmm.
They were both just glued to me.
Yeah. Everything in our house is covered in dog hair at some point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And we've just given up. We've given up.
Yeah.
And dogs are therapeutic. That's why they have therapy puppies. Like that's why therapists offer those things. That's why they have. That's why you can get your dog trained as a service animal. If mine wasn't quite so obnoxious, he could be a service animal, but he's not the brightest of the dogs. He tries hard, but he doesn't always succeed.
Yeah. Well, their depression sinks. They like suck in all the depression and then it just doesn't hurt them. They like, and it's like, it's so good for the girls because I've got a girl in high school and middle school and, they're just put upon with pressures and you can just tell they get home. Oh, there's our little boy. And it just completely changes their energy too. So yeah, the dogs are just so wonderful.
Yeah, they're amazing. And as George Carlin would say, life is a series of dogs.
And agreeing with Brandon in the chat too, is a purring cat is very calming. Yeah. And if I wasn't deathly allergic to cats, like they'd be way better. I've only ever had really bad experiences with cats as pets, so they've never been like a positive thing for me to want.
Right. My daughter has 2, and they're actually pretty cool cats, but they're not my choice of pets. I'm a dog person all the way. I
like animals other than the snake that we have. I like an animal which is supposed to have a personality that actually cares about me. And cats are so apathetic. Like, if I want apathy, I will just hang out with like the teenage kids in my life that I know, like my daughter and my nieces and nephews. Like, if I want apathy, I'll go hang out with teenagers. They're apathetic.
Yes, they are.
I want my pets to love me. I want my pets to love me.
My kids were doing my hair yesterday. They were like they did a braid, and it's just he likes it. They're like getting me. And then lately too, because I had my girls watch Face Off, the Nicolas Cage movie. I was like, you guys got to watch these movies from the 90s. So in the movie, he's like constantly going to their face like this. He's like with his family. So my kids have been like doing this to me all the time. They're like giving me the face off, and then they're like, I think stuff like that's funny.
Walter, how many children do you have?
2 daughters.
Okay. Well,
I was telling my other group, they were doing this memory game with me the other day when we were driving back from the basketball game, and I was so bad at it. It was, we just count 1 to 10, and then they'd substitute a different word in for each number, and we had to remember. And it was like we did 1 to 10, and I was okay. And then I'm like, let's do it so it rhymes. So, and then they're like, let's do 1 to 15, and I was so bad. The word I started with was champagne, and so one of the words I used was shame. I started to speed to get home faster, and then like the girls, they like got done, and then they're like, after like 10 minutes, they're like, oh, let's see if we can do it again. Now that we've just sat and done nothing for a while, I'm like, no. And then like they wanted to do it the next day, like all 15 words again. I'm like, it's making me tremble because they beat me down so hard with their memory skills, and I'm just like, I thought I had a decent memory. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, my daughter blows me away. Like she can hear a song one time and know all the lyrics. I'm just like, how do you do that?
Oh yeah. Well, they have less to remember.
Yeah, that's true.
They actually, my daughter's COVID was actually getting away from school because they were going through some stuff at school, and that actually, in that sense, was really helpful to them. It really helped them strengthen their relationship. And then we got to do, I was dropped her again. I was teaching them for a while, and that was, in that sense, I mean, it was a tragic time, and so many people lost their lives, and my kids at least got to fortify their relationship. So that was a silver lining.
I can't see the chat, everybody. So if
I can see it.
Think to me, and I haven't responded because I just can't see the chat. So it's not you.
Yeah.
They were asking, Nick, you have a son and daughter, is that right?
Yeah, I have a son and a daughter. Well, daughter and a son, to be more age ordered.
Right.
I like to do things in like some sort of precedented order. Like I like folder structures for when I like organize things, or like alphabetical structure when I organize things, just because it's easier.
Well, one would be Merlin's perception of time, and one would be our perception of time, because Merlin lives backwards. So,
in filing, when you're filing, say for a business, I've had to do this for my parents. I own a trucking brokerage. Like filing all their receipt stuff and whatnot for their taxes. It's in reverse chronological order.
Yeah, that's an order. See?
Hey, as long as there's an order. I like finding palindromes.
Well, there's only 2.
Oh, they're palindromes.
Okay. Well, I'll keep going with the palindromes.
I like finding things like that. Ordered things in those types of sequences are fun. They create cool patterns.
A man, a plan, a canal, Panama. That's a palindrome.
Yeah,
I also like the sentence buffalo, 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 buffalo.
That's not a palindrome.
7 buffaloes makes a complete sentence. I don't remember exactly what it means, but there are some cursing. There is some cursing in there.
Well, you're allowed to curse here if you want to.
Yeah, just let it rip.
Yeah.
No,
I want to see the paint coming off the wall, Nick. Curse.
No, that's for Walter. I'll reserve that for you and me.
Yeah.
For our Tuesdays. Those are I feel like Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening. Well, I also got back from Costco, so I am low energy today.
Yeah.
Costco, where's the guy out?
A 4-hour we go to the nearest Costco, which is 2 hours away from us. Whichever of the like 4 Costcos there are, like they're all 2 hours away from us in any direction.
Wow.
Really sucks.
That's a big day. You got to rent a
It
moving
is.
van, and they're just like, what are you doing? You're loading stuff in there.
me. Yes.
You're playing
You're
paying with gold bars. Here you go. Clunk, clunk, clunk.
Yep. Oh, just pulling Walters off my back.
Walter Bucks. Yeah.
So I'm a little tired from because it's a 4-hour drive, but I'm glad we do it because I'd rather go there than Sam's Club.
Mhm.
There is a noticeable quality difference. There's also a noticeable like internal feel good difference that I know I'm supporting a company that isn't trying to make corporate towns,
Yes.
and isn't the number one provider of welfare or recipient of welfare in the country. Right behind or right in front of, I think it's Dollar General, which is like our number 2 employer in the region. And so I like to go to places that I know and trust.
That's
And I
same,
know and
same.
trust Costco.
Yeah.
So it's worth the drive for me.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, you can
It's
listen to
worth
my
the trip.
podcast on the way there, so that gives
Oh
you.
yeah, and we
There
listen
you
to podcasts or audiobooks. Like that's time for my wife and I we've always liked driving like together. It's harder for me now because my legs and it hurts.
Yeah.
But when we do get the chance, we still do it. But we just like to go on drives, and we like to go find places. But while we do it, we always listen to podcasts. It's our time to bond. We like murder mystery podcasts normally, but we do podcasts or audiobooks. And so we've gotten through some really great books because we've traveled across the country and back a couple times.
I was gonna say that brings because a couple of years ago, it's probably like 4 or 5 years ago now, we did a family trip to Florida, and I'm just like, so I downloaded all these audiobooks for the girls. I started with The Last Unicorn, but like I picked all these books thinking that the kids were gonna like them, and there's just like they weren't really landing, and I'm just like, I was kind of racking. I was like, what should we listen to next? And then it's like The Miracle happened, and I'm just like, anything you can. And my daughter was like, how about this one? It was like The Tale of Morgan something. And so we picked the book that my daughter wanted, and it was just like, this is perfect. It's just like, because she'd already read it, and it was just like, I was like, it bothered me. I hadn't thought to go to her in the first place, but I was so happy it turned out the way that it did, because it let me, instead of them coming into my world, I got to go into their world, and it was just so perfect. So that was my favorite part of that whole drive.
I like listening to cool people who did cool stuff while I'm driving. History Westerns, basically, from Margaret Killjoy, and it's kind of the antithesis to Behind the Bastards, which is they're from the same media network, but so instead of like bad guys, she's talking about people who were basically like freedom fighters, people who fought, people, who fought like Stalin or whatever, and there's tons of it, and she's just so when she speaks, it's very soothing. And
is that a Substack, or where did you find that one? What was that one called?
It's so it's a group called Cool Zone Media, and it has history podcasts, Behind the Bastards with Robert Evans, and cool people who did cool stuff with Margaret Killjoy.
Okay.
And I like hers particularly because I'm learning history, and it doesn't feel bleak all the time.
There's no reason for history to be boring. History is like the best thing ever. It's just finding the
history can be fun to learn.
Oh yeah.
Especially when you go to historical places and you actually like get to interact with things like the living museums and those sorts of things, or like even the national parks and like the reservation areas that you can travel on, and state parks and places like that where they actually have where you can learn. Those are cool because you get to experience history. Like you get to see like these different historical points and get to experience at least some of what happened, and see some of what has been uncovered too, especially places in the South where they're starting to restore history in a good way to expose and show. There are some places where they like are rebuilding parts of plantations to show, just like at the Holocaust museums, what it actually looked like. And they're focusing on like uncovering the slave cabins and digging up the artifacts from there so that they can show the truth rather than whatever they want to.
That's what we should be learning.
Well,
that should be.
That's the line I said. We teach U.S. history like it's the Epstein files in the United States, and that's been in public schools for as long as I can remember, and that's why we're in this mess. Really.
Yeah. Sadly.
It's like
Yeah.
if you can't teach the truth about somebody, maybe that person is not deserving of reverence,
Yeah.
if hiding the facts.
I do remember when I was in elementary school, though. However, I had I think he was either 5th or 6th grade history teacher. And this is back when, some of our education was real, and he was really infatuated with Nazi Germany and Hitler. And
gosh. Yeah.
he would show us like films of that whole era. And I look back on that and it's like, okay, we were actually getting taught something about history, right? And I look at my daughter's 18, and when they were going through high school, it's like they're just not getting the information, and if they do, it's altered and erased, and
Yeah. I'm supposed to say hi for you ready, Grandma. So
okay.
You ready? That's hi. I had a teacher in college who showed us his Auschwitz tattoo, and so that was one of those where it's sort of like, all right, and he that wasn't until the end of the class, but yeah, you could tell from day one that this guy was somebody to listen to, and he was probably the best teacher I had in college.
Right.
Walter, yeah. I appreciate how you said, like, just all right, like there's not really anywhere you can take that when you learn about or like see that. Like I've been to Auschwitz. I went when I was my senior year in high school, I think it was, sometime around then. And we visited Auschwitz, and you walk in and the air literally changes. Like it's so oppressive feeling inside the halls and the walls of that area. Like it's so bad. Hold on, give me a sec. Gotta say
sure.
to my son.
Yeah.
Gotta say goodnight to the little
the
one.
House that my uncle and aunt were in with my great grandmother. So my dad was the only one of his family born in the U.S. And the rest of them, most of them left during World War II. And my uncle kind of got stuck because the war broke out too much.
Daddy, what is it like?
They housed Jewish families fleeing the Nazis from Norway. And both times that I went back to see relatives in Karlstad, where my dad's family's hometown is, I got to see that house that they lived in. I got pictures of it somewhere.
Yeah.
It's just little yellow house.
It's infinite.
Yeah. Those moments, like what Nick says, being in the place and just being around a person. Yeah, it cuts right through all the BS, the people that try to hide those stories. All it takes is 1 second and one of those authentic moments. And that's, I think, another reason why, and, this is why Substack has been so valuable. Just all these people with all the stories that they have, people that are retired and they're on Substack now because they're frustrated by stories being suppressed. Right. And that's one of the other things that gives me a lot of hope when we're in the suppressive society now. And it's like, you can't bury the truth about these things because all these people remember the truth. And it's like, it takes it's propaganda, like the amount of propaganda, the amount of money they have to prop into propaganda to disguise our reality. And then you just, one little sliver of truth comes through and the whole thing comes crashing down. It's so futile, everything. So there are a lot of things that give me hope these days. And I try to focus on those things, getting back to our theme of our getting back, for your own mental health. Right, I do have faith. I mean, people are going to remember these things. A newborn baby is going to be kind. That's what I saw when I had my baby for the first time.
They haven't learned anything else,
Yes. So yeah, we can be
hate is taught. That was what I was always told was hate is taught. Like you don't come out of the womb hating other people. You're innocent to the world until you're told you need to hate somebody.
Yeah, that's sad. I'm very fortunate that of course they were raised by me. My daughter's adopted, but they learn to be kind to people and don't be vindictive or any
Yeah.
of those things. So,
I that makes me think of the times like the kids would just be at a playground at a fast food restaurant and like some other kid would come out and they just play together. I remember one time my daughter was playing with this girl, like, time to go. And they were just like, two girls were like looking at each other like, and then they like just gave each other a hug goodbye. I mean, they'd known each other for all of like 20 minutes,
Right,
right.
Like, so innocent. Yeah.
They're just like
Those-
sad. We're like, wow.
Those quick passing friendships that our kids make are
I remember
like,
some of those. Yeah.
I remember those too. Like I remember seeing my kids doing that, and they still do it. Like they're so quick to just be like, "Oh, hey, you're a kid, I'm a kid. Let's go have fun together."
Yeah.
And they go and have fun. And then when it's time to leave, they're always upset. Like, "Oh, I don't want to go. Have you met my new best friend? Can we hang out forever with our new best friends?" And it's like, no, man, we're just here in passing.
Yeah.
Like that was actually one of the reasons during COVID we traveled in an RV. We were able to have an RV and drive around the country and travel. So we self-taught the kids. We got a good a religious homeschooling guidebook. We actually researched into it on a curriculum and did one that was not a religious based one, which by the way, they're really hard to find, like a good quality non-religious homeschooling curriculum, because most of the homeschooling community are for religious folks, not by accident, obviously. But where was I going with this crap?
The single serving
friendships. Yeah.
Okay.
One of the reasons we got tired of RVing was because we get tired of our kids meeting folks for like a week, two days to a week, and then leaving. And so they weren't making any stable friendships. And that's really, really important to get past the initial like hi bye friend part. For kids, they have to get into the conflict part of friendship where they actually make and have to do some conflict resolution or they ruin their friendships. And being stable has allowed us to do that. And I think was really important for us as parents anyways.
Yeah, absolutely.
Woof woof back still.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I love the dogs.
Yeah. There could be a bird flying over outside, and they just kind of let me know.
Mine will mine are so angry at the birds. Mine will stand there. Mine will jump up. Like I have one that will leap up straight up as high as he can go, and he'll get his head almost to the top of a 6-foot tall fence, just jumping straight up. Like I'm gonna catch one of these birds. Never has.
Yeah.
But he's super hopeful. He's shooting for the moon.
Okay, keep trying. They wouldn't know what to do if they did catch one.
Actually, they do. One of them does anyways, because he's caught a squirrel and a bird.
Wow.
He's pretty good. He's a mighty hunter. He's missed a rabbit a couple times. We have a rabbit that's brave that lives under our woodpile.
Rabbits taunted him.
Oh yeah, they do too. They do. The squirrels used to. The squirrels around here purposely do.
Oh yeah,
They'll
they
taunt.
Yes.
They're jerks.
Ours will do that too. He
Squirrels
sits
are
on top
mean.
and just like down at the dog. And the dog's just like, "Oh."
We have the magpies that do that. Those, like Heckle and Jekyll. The magpies that are just, they're terrible. Like
There's some
ravens,
vicious animals out there that aren't like vicious, but are like rudely vicious.
Did I tell you? I'm gonna tell the stories because one of my neighbors has this wolf dog. The dog's part wolf. I don't know if I've told you these stories, but that dog is so smart. She's just, it's weird. There'll be times I'll be driving along. I'm like, what the heck? And like, I'll notice the wolf dog like a quarter of a mile away, just staring at me, like in my car. Like she saw me coming, and it's like they look right into your soul. And she, like the other dogs, will like start bickering. The wolf's just kind of sitting there watching them. Like, and actually, one story that's kind of funny because we'd be walking with my dog's like, he's like walking along like this. The wolf will get behind him and she'll like just nip his leg, like nip, and he'll like, "Wah!" He'll go like this, and she just kind of was like laughing, and I was thinking this was pretty funny until I'm walking along, and all of a sudden something nips me right in the hamstring. I'm like, oh yeah, it was the wolf dog did the same thing to me, and I'm just like, I guess it's not so funny now, but yeah, they're so special, they're so magical, like the intelligence you see. It's like
absolutely.
This permanent, mystical, eternal being that you're looking into. It's like
yeah.
nature,
Hey, Walter,
like
I all of you actually, I raised 2 wolf malamutes, and they are those awesome. 2 are my favorite of all. I mean, I love all dogs. Don't get me wrong, but there was something magical about those. Like you have to teach them at a very young age that they are not alpha. And you literally have to like wrestle them to the ground and growl at them and like nibble on their ears and like,
that's what the owner does. This wolf it's got like a whisper bark. Like if it wants to get your attention to like get something, we were all playing around in like the enclosed tennis court just to get him to play. And the wolf was like, woof, woof, because it'd seen something over. It was like, woof. And my dog was just like, being stupid. So then whatever went away, like it went away. And so the wolf was like on the other side of the court. And I was just like, just to play, I'm like, woof. And the wolf instantly looks at me. And then it like instantly looked like in the direction I was looking. And it was just like, like chills. It's like this wolf is ready for me and her to go hunt something right now. So I'm like, I shouldn't mess with it like that. But yeah, you're like, wolf. Yeah. That's quiet whisper bark they do.
Oh yeah, for nipping at your heels. I don't know exactly what that is. It's a pack behavior. I think it's how they deal with their kids.
Yeah,
their offspring.
Well, she actually got me like right in the hamstring. She got my dog like in the same. It was like above like the knee, like up in the. She got me in the same place, and she bites kind of hard too. The owner, he's always bleeding because she like gives her little love nips, and she draws blood. She breaks the skin. So it's kind of funny.
I'm glad mine just yell at me. Like one of mine. One of mine will he is the most talkative dog that I've ever had. And we'll sit there and have like a conversation back and forth where I'll talk at him like English words towards him. Yeah. And then he'll go like have like words for me. Like if he could translate, I don't know if I would like all the things that he's saying. He's probably sitting there like, Dad, fuck you, man. Let me go outside. Like, come on. There's a squirrel. Hey, I know the rabbit's here. We're gonna eat the rabbit. I'm gonna get that rabbit. You're not letting me outside. And that's all he does. It's like it sounds like he sounds like a husky, almost like where they like talk at you, but he doesn't have any husky in him. We've had him DNA tested, and he is not a husky.
Yeah.
But he talks like one.
Oh yeah, and those are other ones. I've had a couple huskies too. Like the Arctic dogs for a long time were my go-tos, and they're a lot of fun. I mean, they're high maintenance for sure, but yeah, they're just really fun to have.
Oh, someone in the chat said my Shih Tzu talked to me or sassed me. Had a couple dogs do that. They're really vocal with.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I had one dog before I moved to Utah. He moved out here with me 30 years ago, but he'd take off. He was like one of those Houdini dogs. Like I could have the windows closed, the doors shut and locked. Yeah. I'd come home from work and he's gone. And I'm like, what the fuck? How did you do that? But anyway,
like outside just like
yeah,
just laughing at you.
Yeah. And he'd be gone for like a couple days or whatever, and he'd come back, and I'm yeah, and he was kind of like a human. But anyway, I had some friends say, "Hey, I saw your dog crossing, like waiting for the walk sign to go and crossing the street." And he'd get back from his little adventure, and we'd have a conversation about it. I'm like, okay, so where have you been? What have you been up to? And he's like,
well, my friend Bob, you see, we went down and we had to go to the park, and then there was water, and then squirrel, and then squirrel. We found more water, and then squirrel, and
not then linear communication. See, Nick, it's out of order.
Yeah. Yeah, his name was Tennessee Jed.
Nice.
Appropriately named. Yeah.
My little one's vocal with me, but usually in a grumpy old man kind of way. He's sleeping on my lap or curled up in a blanket near me, and I've got to move him.
Yeah, they give you that I'm displeased noise every now and then. I think that's funny.
Like, I don't care. I got to pee, man. Get off my lap.
Right on. Hey, y'all, we're getting to the top of the hour, and I don't want to keep
Aw.
it too late on a Sunday evening, but we try to keep it around an hour.
Oh, it's
So,
perfect.
yeah, why don't you guys, Nick, why don't you go ahead and sell your stuff? I know most people in here know who you are, but in case they don't.
Promote
Yeah,
yourself.
if you don't know me, I'm Nick Perro. To promote myself, I'm here at Sick of This Shit Publications and Banner and Backbone. Sick of This Shit is my home for my chronic illness discussions and masculinity discussions a lot with Walter. Walter and I have a lot of really good conversations. And then Banner and Backbone is my civics-based platform. And I have a lot of great conversations there, mostly around civics and more on the news-oriented side of things. And so that's where you can find me, either Sick of This Shit Publications or bannerandbackbone.com. And if you're in the Minneapolis area this Friday, I'll be there
Oh,
for
yeah?
the Dropkick Murphys concert.
Nice.
Thank you sponsored by I'm being sponsored by Veterans Fighting Fascism to be a part of and represent the organization for the weekend or for the day for the concert to help promote and discuss veterans issues and how we're supporting, and the proceeds are going back to support the Minneapolis community. And it's a tribute concert in memory of Renee Good and Alex Preddy.
Nice. You flying
Awesome.
in Friday and leaving Saturday, or how's that work?
Flying in Thursday and leaving Saturday. Concerts on Friday from
Awesome.
1 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central.
I am a big fan of Chris's work. Like,
Yeah.
it was following him is how I found Banner and Backbone.
Oh,
And that's you guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And Chris, and I found Chris and I've been following his work, and he's amazing. Yeah, like the work he's doing is fantastic, and I appreciate getting the opportunity to go out to Minneapolis this week.
Oh, nice.
Really lucky. And like also Dropkick Murphys, my favorite punk band. So
I've seen Flogging Molly twice.
nice.
But I've never seen
Heck
Dropkick
yeah.
Murphys,
I've
so
never
this
seen
will this is going to complete the set for me.
Hell yeah. I love Flogging Mollies.
Um,
All right. Hey, yeah, are you done there, Nick? I mean, we
Yes,
let
I am.
Walter- Okay. No rush, though. If you had more to say, you're welcome to.
No, I am all done there.
Okay. All right, Walter, why don't you go ahead and promote
perfect.
yourself?
Well, this has been delightful. Thank you guys for bringing me on tonight, and it's been just been kind of a relaxing conversation. It's good to do that. Just kind of put aside the worries for a little bit and just connect on this other level. And you can find me. My newsletters are called "I'd Rather Be Writing," and then I have another one I'm called "Rise Together." I've been doing just morning lives, and it's been, just talking with the people come in. And I keep saying the Substack community is so brilliant. It's so wonderful to have all these brilliant people that have expanded and taught me so much. And it ends up always being a focus on accountability,
Yeah.
because it's just sort of like, but it's just so important, especially now, because, we have to have this coalition, because we're all on the same side. We need to put aside that illusion of disagreement. And I appreciate that Neurodivergent has corrected me on things, and I do my best to listen, and then I continue to mess up, and I call myself out on it again and try to remember and try to do better. And I think that's just kind of what we need to do. And we just have to do, in addition to ourselves trying to be better, we do have to give each other a little bit more space, because so often, we have people that should be allies and they end up fighting. And it's like, you got to put aside those petty disagreements and look at the bigger problem. And so that's been the emphasis. And yeah, I appreciate all you guys and, the interactions I've had with you. You can get me at streetsofperu.com, would link you to my I'd rather be writing page. And yeah, just thank you guys. Thanks for being here. It's been a huge support and help this last.
Yeah, awesome. And yeah, we really appreciate you guys coming on. We have so many different topics that we do weekly. So this one was a little different. I enjoyed it, just being able to actually not talk about current events and just chit
Sometimes
chat.
that's the best way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Walter and I always like to spend a lot of time talking about things that aren't current events.
Yeah.
Nice.
It helps us center and ground
Yeah.
ourselves a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't let this regime control our lives. This is the time.
No.
My kids never get to go
You
to high school
resist.
again. This is
Yeah.
the year. The dog's healthy.
We're
Gotta-
not
gotta-
robots. We still have to be human.
Yes.
All right. Everyone in the chat, thank you for being here. We're going to throw up a quick thank you screen and hope to see y'all soon and next weekend.
Mine doesn't do that. I'm like,
Oh yeah, I don't have that special effect. That's
I
like
gotta-
a
I was
It's a
trying to-
MacBook
I'm
thing.
gonna try to
Yeah.
fake it somehow. I can't.
You throw little hearts up in the air.
yep.
That's like
You
a
gotta
hard
get
shape.
Walter some heart
there you go.
confetti.
There you go.
all my devices are devices that don't have any abilities. Yeah.
All right.
Perfect.
So,
All right.
on the chat.
What's that?
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm gonna throw up a quick thank you, and we'll see you behind the scenes. How's that?
Perfect. Thanks,
Okay.
everybody.
Mm.